The show hosted by John Boy, Billy, Marcy, Randy, Jackie, whatever. John Boy and Billy is really all that matters on this one. This is a morning show. They're out of Charlotte, North Carolina, but they're syndicated all over the Southeast, mostly. Mostly in the Southeast. This is kind of a redneck show. And I'll just play the intro to get us into it, to get things started for us.
Good morning. You got the big show on the radio. More chances for you to win coming up after your news, weather, and sports. I stand on the hill.
First off, he starts off with more chances for you to win. Imagine listening to a radio show so you can win shitty prizes. Like, I hate these guys, but I might win. There's more ways to win than usual, so I guess I'll tune in for that. Is that still a reason why people listen to the radio?
Some people.
To win things? I don't even know if that's true. Not in this area anyway. I don't know. Maybe in some places. There's still prize pigs tuning in, getting their phones ready to dial.
Yeah.
Stand on the hill, but not for a thrill, for the breath of a fresh kill. And never mind the man who contemplates doing away with license plates. He stands alone anyhow, baking the cookies of discontent by the heat of the laundromat vent. Leaving his soul. And then, like in poetry, I go dot, 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 kind of off center. Leaving his soul. Parting the waters of the medulla oblongata with John Boy and Billy on the big show. You like that one, John Boy? Yeah.
I didn't get any of that. Did you get any of that? Because they were laughing a lot.
It's over my head. I mean, all I could think of is Baby Billy from Righteous Gemstones.
Sure.
He kind of looks like that, too.
Yeah. He's got that sound, that cadence.
Yeah.
Preach to me, boy.
Yeah.
Pretty good stuff.
Got that Walton Goggins hairline, too.
Yes.
It's halfway back the top of your head.
I wish they had video. They don't. It's all radio. They do have a YouTube channel. They haven't posted in a while. I'll play that later. But, Andy, first, what did you pick up on? What sums up the show for you?
Yeah, my clip 10. If you listen to this is 70% of what you're going to hear.
Good morning. It's a big show on the radio.
Everything is a music bed into big show on the radio. It happens 15 times in 2 hours.
Correct. And it's because they're probably playing songs and stuff too.
Yeah.
So the podcast itself is pretty short every day. And so instead of playing commercial breaks and weather and traffic and whatever else they're doing, they put in these little music beds. But my favorite is the transition they have. And actually, I'll tell you right about that. I'll tell you about it right after this.
Right about
And we're back on Who Are These Podcasts? That happens a lot in this show, and I got very excited about it. I thought that was a lot of fun. Okay, so to start off this Tuesday morning, they're talking about the metric system and metric conversion to standard or imperial or whatever you want to call it. And it'll shock you to know these people are stupid.
When I'm doing measurements,
I'm still working on like a meter and a yard,
Yeah.
That's like 1.3. Anytime it looks like yards, is that right?
Yeah.
And then fathoms, you got to go for feet.
Well,
Yeah,
fathoms is not really the metric system.
Oh, is that right?
That's from 20,000 leagues under the sea.
That's our ocean system.
Yeah.
Let's start with the metric system, and he goes meters, fathoms. That was his second example. It's fathoms.
Yeah. What's the difference between a league and a fathom?
So, do you actually know what a fathom is in distance? I looked this up. I didn't know.
Oh, no, I have no idea.
It measures depth into water, and 1 fathom is 6 feet or 2 yards. So completely unnecessary in every single way. Leave it to the standard system to just have a bunch of shit that we do not need.
And that you still have to convert.
And we still have to figure out, all right, how many fathoms deep is it? All right, so I can dive head first, or what does that mean? I don't know. It's very difficult to understand. Now, I just noticed, I don't listen to your clips before I do the show, Andy, but I noticed from the names of your clips that you picked up on something that I picked up on. They do all the hack bits a morning show would do. They got to talk about this day in history, who was born, whose birthday it was, but they start with, hey, today's National Hot Dog Day. Today is National Suck Off a Teenager Day. Not in this country, but, Philippines. But so they have these, they have to go through these things that nobody gives a fuck about.
Right.
It's the stupidest shit.
Okay.
And National Handbag Day, National Walk to a Park Day. Depending on what side of the city you're on, you might not want to take your handbag when you walk to the park these days. We got some thieving suckers out there.
Way to pull those things together. Wow. How do I combine these two things into a joke?
Yeah,
Pretty good stuff.
Who fucking decides what these national days are? Whoever's doing it is out of control.
Well, it's
right?
marketers, obviously. Yeah, because National Handbag Day. Who do you think's interested in that? People who probably sell handbags would be my guess on it. And Bob Johnson in the chat says you can always dive head first, Carl. That's not true. Hey, Bob. Thought we were buds. All right, what other days are there, Andy? What else did you pick up on?
Yeah, I think in my clip 1, they bring up that it's vodka day, and I think Billy is trying to make a joke, but with his accent, you can't tell.
Okay. Maybe you can't.
Yeah.
Let's all listen for ourselves.
See if you
here.
can tell, everyone.
Let's see here. October 4th, bunch of national days here. National Cinnamon Bun Day, National Taco Day, National Golf Lovers Day, National Vodka Day. Did we just have a National Vodka Day?
We decided to have another one, so sue me.
Boomhauer.
Was he trying to slur like he's wasted? I couldn't even tell.
Yeah.
Until I listened to it.
He's so drunk from the last vodka day that he's still drunk on this vodka day.
Yeah.
That's how drunk he got last vodka day. Very impressive. Playing golf day in October?
Golf Lovers Day.
Golf Lovers Day in October?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any fucking sense. This is not when people are hitting the links right now.
That's how much they love it.
It's National Washington Nationals
Good point.
Day.
Good point. People are always at the golf course when it's nice out and they're ready to go. You got to put it in October. That's, you know what? Back to marketing again. That makes a lot of sense.
National White Nationalist Day.
National White Nationalist Day. National Build a Wall Day.
Too many days. There's not enough days in the year, Carl.
Do you have another example of this?
And I mean, that's too many examples already.
All right, I just happened to see something. On
Sure.
your board.
All right. Play the second one. You want to know what other days
I
there are.
do. I'm interested now.
National Fruit at Work Day. I think yesterday
We just had that
some fruits.
yesterday. Yeah.
Fruit at Work Day?
Yeah.
Like when you work with a gay guy? What is this?
Oh, you're ahead of the game.
Here we
Carl.
go. Okay.
National Fruit at Work Day. I think yesterday
We just had that
some fruits.
yesterday.
Well, why can't it be like 2 fruits at work? Oh, Marge, I love you. National.
So it's just people making noise into
Yeah.
the microphone, like unnecessary noise.
Their jokes are better than mine, actually, now that I look back at it. That's pretty good stuff. They got me with that. So there's a few things that they get away with on here being redneck radio that I'm a little jealous of, I'll be honest with you. So let's go back to this day in history. Let's find out what happened on this day. Always exciting stuff, right? To learn what else happened on whatever day it is.
It was on this day in 1962, the BBC banned Bobby Boris Pickett's hit single, Monster Mash, because the network thought the song was offensive.
The Transylvania Twist. Now, what is that? Really?
That's wild. 62. All right, 1976.
They don't have anything to say about it either. That's the best part. They're like, yeah, they banned Monster Mash. Crazy. Yeah, pretty crazy stuff, right? I guess. So the fake laughing on this show. This is precisely what we do when we do the over-the-top. Can you believe it? The radio DJ laugh voice.
That's why we do it.
This is where this came from, this guy.
That sounds, like less like something you would say on the fly. So I'm sorry, thinking.
Well, you know what? You ought to ask Jackie. Her people make up names all the time.
Jesus Christ.
All right, we'll be back after this. All right, we're back. Andy, what did you pick up on from this episode?
That's how hack the show is, because we're clipping all of the same things from different episodes.
Right.
Because they just do the same shit day in and day out.
Yeah.
So my clip 3 is this day in history shit.
October the 4th, it was 1893. The first professional football contract was signed between Grant Dibbert and Pittsburgh AC. All right, old Grant Dibbert. Did that play, the reverse Dibbert? Remember that?
Right.
He's no pukey.
1952, the first pacemaker to control the body's heartbeat, developed by Dr. Paul Zoll of Harvard, was fitted externally to David Schwartz.
Dr. Paul Zoll?
Paul Zoll.
It rhymes, get it?
Harvard.
Weird.
Good work, Doc. And finally, it was on this day in 1986, CBS News anchor Dan Rather was assaulted by two men in New York City. One of the men asked Rather, "What's the frequency, Kenneth?"
I mean, it's not even interesting, really, right?
Good job, Doc.
On this day in history, 2023, a co-host killed a podcaster for making him listen to awful shit all the time.
Uh-oh. That sounds scary.
A little foreboding.
Yeah. All right. So you heard the beginning. More chances to win. I want to win. What are we doing? Let's play a game.
All right. Okay, so let's focus. Here we go. We got to get the winning beginning.
Outburst, let's play Outburst. It's the game that anyone can win. John Boy and Billy give you prizes from the big prize bin. Let's go, meet contestant number one. This should really be a lot of fun. When you're playing Outburst, have a hurry up and guess time. You'll have the best time. You'll have a big show time.
Let's say hey to Michael from Oriental, North Carolina.
It keeps going, too.
Oriental.
Yes, he's from Oriental, North Carolina.
Surprised you even let him on the show.
So it's okay if you're talking about people or a place and you use that term.
But the fucking Flintstones?
Yeah, and the whole song,
was it
too.
reruns when I was a kid
Yeah, I know.
40 years ago, and I hated it then.
We all know it, though. It's familiar. That old thing that producer Chris likes to point out. I must like this because it's familiar.
Yeah.
So that thing goes on for way too long.
Coming up, the Leave It to Beaver quiz show.
Yeah, well, it's close to that. But first, let's get some small talking with the contestant. Everyone knows my goal someday is to host a game show. I hope I'm better than this guy at talking to contestants.
Y'all, one of my favorite spots there in Oriental, Carolina. Thanks.
Beautiful place to be.
Oh, man, you got that right, buddy. Good. How's the weather today? Is it all right? Gonna be nice? Ooh.
Weather's beautiful.
Good, buddy. All right, man.
Weather's...
All right, moving on. How's the weather today? It's going to be nice, huh? It almost sounded like Will Ferrell doing Harry Carey.
How's the weather today? Is it all right?
It's all right.
Hey, what's going on this side?
All right.
My Outburst contestant, there's a twist ending at the end of his. Were you done with yours?
No, that was just the small talk. Now I got to get to the show.
Yeah, all right. Well,
And then
I'll
we can
save
get to your
mine for later.
Outburst. Okay.
Okay.
So now we're going to do this show that they're playing. This is the Uppers, it's called, which is, it's not as fun as it sounds. Let's put it that way. So here is the question.
5 seconds. Give us 3 monsters. Ready? Go.
The zombie, Frankenstein, and the mummy.
Mummy.
Might want to pick up the pace just a
Here
little.
we go. You got it, Michael. Here we go, buddy.
Frankenstein's the doctor, idiot.
That's true. I was going to dox it for that. Also, that was way longer than 5 seconds. Plus, you're on a show with these guys from the South. You have some fun with it. Be like 3 monsters: Hillary Clinton, Nancy Pelosi, and Chuck Schumer. Oh, wait, actually, that last one was a real monster. Hold on. Let me get a joke in there. Amy Schumer. See, that would have been enjoyable, but this guy's trying to win prizes or something. So then everyone's fucking laughing. He won the prize. They're all having a grand old time. And this asshole has to totally spoil the mood.
That sounds like.
Good work, Michael. Good work, buddy.
Hey, Johnny.
Yeah.
I wanna give a little shout out to the paramedics here in Pamlico County.
All right.
Saved my life back in December.
Is that right? Awesome, man.
That's,
I know we're having a lot of fun here, but real quick, how about a moment of silence for those girls at the music festival in Israel who were raped, tortured, and murdered by Hamas? Can we just get a moment of silence for that real quick? All right, now back to the show, everybody. Andy, what were they playing on the episode that you listened to?
Yeah, clip 5. It's more of the same.
If you're just joining us, we're listening to the John Boy and Billy show on WATP. And right before the break, Andy was going to introduce us to a song they played on the show that he listened to. Andy, take it away.
No, clip 5, this is the Outburst game show again. But I think maybe the guests must find the people that have the saddest story, because the guy at the end of this one brings up a sensitive subject too.
In 5 seconds, 3 professions that have a contract. Ready, go.
Hold on a second. The Outburst game's the same as Uppers? They're both the exact same game. You just got to name 3 things?
I thought he was saying Outburst, but it sounded like Uppers.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. I think he's saying Outburst.
Listen to this again. Sorry.
In 5 seconds, 3 professions that have a contract. Ready, go.
Football, baseball, and basketball, sir.
All right, now give us 3 medical devices. Ready, go.
Pacemaker, insulin pump, stethoscope.
And for the win, 3 male news anchors, past or present. Ready, go.
Chet Huntley, David Brinkley, and Walter Cronkite.
Look at you going old school on that.
Yeah, I wish we had politicians and news anchors from back then everywhere now.
Hold on, I gotta listen to that again. What does he say at the end here?
Yeah, I wish we had politicians and news anchors from back then everywhere now.
All right, sir. Yeah, I mean, you won the game. We have to get your political view across
I sure wish
to us.
Joe Biden would give all the white folks their own drinking fountain again.
Yeah.
If Truman was still around, he'd just nuke the Gaza Strip like the good old days. We get it, sir.
Yeah, we get it. That's fine. And we all agree with you, sir. We're not supposed to say that on the radio right now. So they also rip off an old Johnny Carson bit. So it was called Outburst? I was calling it Uppers?
It definitely sounded like Uppers the way you said it.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
This guy looks like he's afraid for his paycheck right now. No, boss, you were right. You sounded like you were right. I think Andy's the idiot, even though he got it right. He sounds like he's the dummy.
Taking lessons from Ralph.
Okay. So they rip off an old Johnny Carson bit here.
Tarmac the Magnificent.
It's a big job, I'll tell you.
Tarmac, I hold in my hands the envelopes. As a child of 4 could plainly see, these envelopes are hermetically sealed. They've been kept in a mayonnaise jar in Axl Rose's headband drawer since noon yesterday.
Ew.
Though no one knows the contents of these envelopes. But you, in your mystical and semi-divine way, will ascertain the answers to these questions, having never before seen the questions. Are you ready?
If I wasn't, would I be dressed like this?
You're determined. Let's do it. Envelope number 1.
Nettie pot.
Nettie pot.
What does Nettie put in her purse for the Snoop Dogg concert?
Nettie. Oh, my God.
Is that the worst joke they could have come up with for that?
Oh, there's plenty of examples of that.
You wouldn't even say Nettie pot, Nettie's pot, maybe, or just pot. Nettie pot. The Snoop Dogg. Yeah. Those black folks are there waiting. All right. Holy cow. All right. Well, let's keep this thing going. They got more jokes for this.
Yeah.
Tackling the opioid crisis.
Tackling the opioid crisis.
Why did Ron Howard buy a big tube of Preparation H?
Ow! No. He was confused.
Yeah, you are.
He had no idea what that meant. He's like,
he shouldn't.
No, we're all laughing now, or did you get what that meant?
I put it together.
You finally put it together?
Opioid.
Yes, right.
What a stretch.
Holy shit.
I know it's not what Ron Howard's known for anymore, but that's fine. I understand. I guess.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, he's had a long career since then, but okay, whatever. Good stuff. I just love that this guy is just constantly laughing at everything. That was just like, I give that 2. All right, here's another one. He gets this one. This one he gets. He's very proud of himself. He's back.
Gerber strained bananas and Windex.
Gerber strained bananas and Windex.
What do you feed a test tube baby?
Wait a minute. Windex is for the tube.
Exactly.
I'm back on track with you.
We've made some very good progress here today.
That's a show off. You got the joke and he explained it too, so you must really understand it pretty well. Okay, let's keep this going. This one is really dumb. This might be the dumbest one. If I was trying to think of 1,000 punchlines for this, if I came up with this one, I'd be like, I can do 1,000 better.
2020.
2020.
What do you hear when the Olsen twins step on a talking scale at the same time? They're very thin.
Yes, let's get it. We're at envelope number 7.
So
I get it.
hold on a second. Let's talk about this thing. A talking scale. Is this a Garfield comic from 1983? A talking scale.
Yeah, one at a time, please.
Oh, good one. Is there ever been a talking scale only for the sake of jokes?
Right.
Right? Can you imagine?
I want to see Vinny on a talking scale.
Yeah.
All right.
Because it'd be funny.
All right. So this is the one joke that I was like, all right, not terrible. And I wouldn't normally hear this on the radio, so I'll give him credit for that.
The crapper.
The crapper.
What do people in Japan use to remote control their bedroom lights?
See?
That is so wrong.
It is.
But I went for it.
Let's lay off the Asians.
I mean, this guy's not going to get an SNL anytime soon.
No.
Doing that kind of humor. That's, wow. Pretty edgy stuff right there. All right. So then I'm like, okay, if we're gonna like be racist and stuff, I could get on board. This could be fun.
Yeah.
Let's see what else they got, and see if you can figure this one out.
LGBTQ.
LGBTQ.
How does Mike Tyson order a sandwich at Subway?
LGBTQ. My wife, Mike Tyson. That didn't help.
What is going on here?
I don't get that one at all.
Yeah.
LGBTQ.
There should be a lisp involved if it's a Tyson
Yeah,
show.
it doesn't make any sense, but they laughed a lot, so I must have missed it. All right, let's take a quick break, and we'll come back after this. And we're back. Trucker Andy, what do you got for us? What did you listen to?
Yeah, I got some boomer humor.
Oh,
if
good.
you didn't know it, these guys are completely out of touch with, contemporary technology. Clip 6.
Cool technology in this new
And you
show.
mentioned Zoom. I'm like, ooh, high tech.
2010 called.
My mama had Zoom. Now, she held it up to her ear, so. But,
And she had to say, Sarah, get me my wife.
no, she did. Mom, is that your ear?
All right.
I'm a comb salesman.
If you think TikTok is an app for your pacemaker, you might be a host of the big show. It's like that type of shit all the time.
Pretty good stuff. Yeah, you got to enjoy it. So there's this guy who calls in who's Mad Max. Did you hear Mad Max calling in on the shows that you listen to?
No.
Oh, well, Mad Max is an older gentleman. Speaking of boomer humor, I think you'll enjoy it.
I hear it all the time. Max, you're such an old fart. And it's true. I am an old fart. I've always been an old fart. In fact, I was a fart even before I was old. And believe it or not, it's worked pretty good for me. Let me preach on it. Ever see an old picture of somebody that was real good looking when they were young and think, wow, they got old? And that's the price you pay for being young and pretty. But sometimes people look better when they get old. When you see a young picture of them, something looks off. They look more like theirself now that they're old. Well, some people age into their face. Perfect example, Frank Cady.
Does this story have an end?
Listen, shut up for a second.
What the fuck? All right, we get it. Holy shit,
It
Mad
makes
Max.
more sense if you recognize the reference at the end of that
That would be
story.
helpful, yes.
Who the fuck is that?
No one. Nothing. It goes nowhere. So this Mad Max call, I wasn't having as much fun with as everybody else was.
Is that just John Boy with a?
It's Billy.
It's Billy.
Yeah,
with a calling filter on. Okay.
I think so.
Of course.
So then the next week, I listened to an episode, and he calls back in again.
John Boy and Billy, Mad Max here.
How's it going, buddy?
Well, how you think it's going? Look, Curly, I got a busy morning. I'm just going to cut right to the cheese here.
All right.
Our top story, there's a new long-term side effect of COVID, and it looks like it ain't going away. It's a little thing I like to call, why does everybody and his brother expect me to give them a tip for everything lately?
Do you guys want to chuckle at that, or you don't think that's a pretty good one? The long-term effect of COVID. You have to tip people in the service industry. All right, well, hold on a second. That's just the setup. Let's get into the bit.
Yeah, can we get back to Yosemite Sam?
This actually reminds me.
I was waiting for a joke.
This reminds me of, remember when Louis Black was on the Daily Show?
Yeah.
Back in Black, he comes there and he's be like, oh, upset and outraged. And that was kind of like this.
We gone from delivery drivers are the real heroes to wanting a tip for handing a bag out the drive-through window. This is a recent COVID variant I like to call my big old butt. And I really hate the part where they hand you the credit card swiper and say, now it's going to ask you a few questions before you swipe your card. I think it's some kind of random survey. Gosh, little old me just has no idea what's going on, please. We both know what's going on. You're trying to get a tip for something people didn't used to tip for.
Boom! Hot take!
Revelation here. I don't think that that's all fake laughter. I think a couple of these guys think it's really funny.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Why do you think that?
Because they seem really stupid.
Explain yourself.
I don't think they understand jokes or anything. They're just...
You think they're dumb enough to enjoy this?
Yeah.
All right.
It's
Which is worse? Fake laughing or real laughing at this stuff?
I suppose if you don't get the joke, you should have some questions and not just go in laughing.
Yeah.
The fake laughing would be worse.
Yeah, that's
really
pretending that something
ignorance is bliss.
That's funny that it's not, instead of just being delighted by everything.
All right, fair enough. I would think that if someone jiggles their keys in front of you and you start clapping, that would be a bigger problem, but you guys might be onto something.
It's problematic, but kind of funny.
Okay, fair enough. Andy, back to you, buddy.
All right, in clip 7, there's 7, 8, and 9 are all sort of this one bit where it's a stoned woman giving, hits blunt thoughts.
Okay.
You've seen those memes. And the beginning of this, they kind of like set the stage for, you can Google one-liners and get 100. So this bit writes itself. But then 8 and 9, I challenge anybody to tell me what the punchline is of those. But let's hear 7,
okay, and
we'll see what this bit's all about.
And now, Deep Thoughts with Zach the Weed Guy's girlfriend, Mary Jane.
Hey, we're over here.
Yo, diddly ho, dude. This is so cool. Let's crack a lackin'. Okay.
I know this girl. She dances in my band. Okay.
Okay, I guess it's kind of early for crack a lackin'.
Okay, sorry for that.
No. Guys, I've been sitting around the house thinking about stuff. You want to hear some of that?
Oh, my goodness.
That's so cool.
Pace yourself.
All right, man. Well, it's October, y'all, which means all the cobwebs in my house just turned into Halloween decorations to the end of the month.
All right.
Oh, shoot, man. I forgot to go to the gym yesterday for the 8th year in a row. I used to be a crastinator. Then I turned pro.
Nice.
Carl's face.
I'm so angry at that.
Right. All right.
So it's a Mitch Hedberg thing.
Right.
Because that's the delivery of it and everything. You get the one-liners and then...
Correct.
Yeah.
But it just deteriorates into shit that makes absolutely no sense. Clip 8 is a good example of that.
Families that have a bunch of kids are like waterbed stores. Yeah, they used to be everywhere. But when you see one now, you go, wow, that's weird.
The joke's over at they used to be everywhere. Yeah. They didn't add anything with that punchline.
No. This last one, though, 9, makes zero sense.
All right, let's see if we can figure it out.
I was furious at this one.
I bet it's going to be good. I bet Andy's the person who's wrong on this one. Let's find out.
Y'all, I took my nephew to the store with me the other day. I gave him $5 and said, go get whatever you want. He came back with a fully cooked rotisserie chicken. Man, that kid is going places.
What?
Yeah.
That is the correct response.
He's going places because of a rotisserie chicken?
I don't get it.
No, there's nothing to get.
I'm scanning for an angle.
Wow. All right. New contest.
That goes on.
ATP.
That goes,
Explain that joke
out of
to
the
us.
episode that I listened to, that was like the longest segment of the show. That went on for twice as long as what we just listened to.
Jesus Christ.
And everybody was delighted.
Oh, yeah, of course they were. Well, they also have these pre-recorded bits they do on their show. And guess what? People are delighted by them.
Good morning. This is a big show on the radio. Check this out.
It's the John Boy and Billy Big Show. Have you ever said to yourself, golly, with all the celebrities and guests those guys have up there, I sure would like to be a part of the big show, but I don't really have time.
Now you can. Yes, everybody loves the fun and excitement of the John Boy and Billy Show. And now you can be a part of it. Introducing John Boy and Billy and Me. Here's how it works. Your John Boy and Billy and Me package includes a complete personal information questionnaire that you fill out and mail to us. We'll custom record a personalized cassette with your name and other vital information and send it back to you by return mail. Just pop it in your tape player and the fun begins. For example, if your name was Chris, it would sound a little something like this.
Good morning. It's the John Boy and Billy Big Show, and we're here with our special guest, Chris. I got to tell you, Chris, it's great that you were able to clear your busy schedule and join us today.
Yeah, because we know your job at Harris Teeter
keeps you pretty busy, but hey.
This goes on for a while, this whole bit where they splice in this guy's personal information into one of their shows.
I get it. But
pretty good stuff, huh? Yeah, pretty good stuff.
I get it, but
I don't know. I like when he goes, do you want to be on our show when you're just too busy? Like, as if someone would be too busy to be on our show. You crazy? Everyone wants to be on this show, which I give them credit for this. They record the show in the afternoon, and then it plays on the radio the next morning. That's the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't working. That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
All right.
I can't wait to send my cassette tape in and get it back and
It was a bit.
put it on wax.
Yeah, it was a joke.
Put it on wax and play it on my gramophone.
Play it in your truck.
You didn't like that? Well, hold on. I have another pre-recorded bit for us, but first, this. All right, we're back. Here's another pre-recorded bit.
But, Mama, all I wanted to do was have a lettuce sandwich on gluten bread, a tall glass of buttermilk, and crawl under a bearskin rug. Why do I have to listen to that John Boy person and Billy whoever on that noisy big show? Why can't I just listen to that sensible Robert D. Rayford instead of being tormented by those demons? But, Mama...
Pretty good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, voices go up and down.
Voices go up and down?
I gotta talk like
They also do this hilarious thing where they have like a guy with an accent, because that's always funny.
Yeah.
And at first I was writing down Jamaican accent, but then I'm not sure where this went to. So help me out.
That's always good.
Yeah, I have no idea what this is supposed to be.
Hey there, this your old pal Justin LeBlanc. When I'm not mooching some of that fine Jacques Daniel whiskey and I play the right fine gumbo off my best friend Woodrow Boudreaux and that sassy sack of wife of his old Lisbeth, I'm listening to those two wacky Cajun John Boy and Billy right there on that there big show. Woo-wee, they is funny, I guarantee.
So he's down in the bayou?
Yes.
I suppose. It wasn't always easy to decipher, was
It's a
it?
good thing he told us halfway through so we could get it.
I don't know what was going on there. But funny stuff, though, nonetheless. Not a white guy like us. So that's kind of funny.
If they say so, as long as they tell me it's funny, then
They
I'll be like,
did.
hey, it's funny.
They did tell you it was funny. Now, let's talk about celebrity birthdays. Let's talk about yesterday. It was Dale Earnhardt Jr. turned 49. Brett Favre. It was his birthday. And then a guy who is a big part of our show. It was his birthday as well.
Singer David Lee Roth. He's 69 years old today.
And looks it.
So I ain't seen him lately.
Yes.
He's still got his long David Lee Roth hair.
No, he looks like he should be walking Lady Gaga's dog.
Yeah.
He looks like a dog walker.
It's like he went to Sting's haircut for a while.
Right.
All right, let's see. Mario Lopez, 50.
Now, does David Lee Roth look old for the age of 69? Because I would love to look like him when I'm almost 70 years old, if I make it that long. Considering the guy was like the biggest cokehead in the 80s, he seems to be doing pretty well. Am I crazy? I just thought that was a weird joke. They're like, oh, yeah, was he still have that long hair? No, he hasn't had that in decades.
Do some research.
Yeah, do a little bit of research on this. You guys are on the radio. You should know a little something about David Lee Roth, but maybe I'm wrong. So then it's Julia Sweeney's birthday. Now, Julia Sweeney, so funny. She played this character named Pat.
I remember.
You remember. Remember back then, a character like that would not only get a recurring segment on SNL, but a movie. Mm-hmm. A major motion picture was made. And the only reason why I know that is because Ween was in that movie.
Ween was in it.
Because otherwise, that's a waste of everyone. It still is a waste of everyone's time. So they bring up Julia Sweeney, and everyone can't wait to get into the action here with their Pat impression.
Julia Sweeney, SNL's Pat, is 60. Y'all have a pat off.
It's Chris.
Billy?
That's what I was going to do.
Taters is sexier. I'm a judge.
I mean, that's what we all do with Stuttering John on this show.
That's true. That's a good point. All right, now you do Stuttering John. Now you do Stuttering John. We're doing Stuttering John off. Stuttering Jack.
Well, that ate up some time.
Yeah, right. News and weather coming up. Okay, so I was lying earlier. We do have Taylor Swift news for you. And what's great about this is that this gets a laugh, even though it's not even in the realm of comedy, but it's topical. Sometimes that's all it takes. If you know something about what's going on in the world, that's enough for a laugh on this show.
So Taylor is the only person in the world who's having a bigger year than Barbie.
I'm telling you.
Man. Yeah. And Travis Kelce's the best she can do.
Holy shit. Imagine these guys when Viagra was new.
Oh, God. I'm sure 10 years into it, they were still doing a lot of Viagra bets. So, Travis Kelce, the best she can do. She's fucked everyone else.
Yeah.
Every other person.
He's the only one left.
last man standing. So anyway, I guess that was funny for that reason. So I checked out their YouTube. I wanted to see what they're up to on their YouTube channel. And the last video they put up was from 11 months ago. It's still the main featured video that they have up on there. And of course, what I like about these guys is that they're fun, they're funny, they're having a good time. So I was excited to see what are they putting up on YouTube to maybe expand the reach of their show or just give the fans, all those fans of the show, something else to check out.
Good Wednesday morning to you. The big show's on the radio. Citizen Randy at your service. And if you've been wondering why is Citizen Randy hosting the show, what the world is going on? Nope, it's not on vacation. So I talked with John Boy last night, and he gave me the green light to explain what's been going on within our Big Show family. And I asked that if you're in our listening audience and you pray, I'd hope that you'd add John Boy to your prayer list. See, a while back, John Boy went in for a full body scan, and they found a small aneurysm on his abdominal aorta. That's a pretty big deal. So they decided to watch it. Wasn't big enough to get all alarmed out, and they watched it for about 6 months and went in for another visit, another scan, and found that it had grown ever so slightly. So they decided that they were going to probably suggest going in a relatively minor procedure and include a stent that would prevent the bulge from getting larger. And when he went in for a follow-up scan for pre-surgery, they decided to go a more aggressive route for treating the aneurysm since it had gotten larger still. So on Thursday of last week, John Boy went in for a very serious major surgery.
This episode
where they
could
opened
be
him
hard
up
to listen
from
to.
just under his rib cage down below his belly button and corrected this aneurysm on his aorta. Turns out, once in, the surgeons actually found that there were 2 bulges, 2 aneurysms, and corrected them. The surgery went very well. It takes many hours to do that. The surgeon that completed it, I want to give her a shout out, and that's Dr. Kelso.
This is the last video they have up on their YouTube page.
Lady doctors.
I know. They could have gotten something going on in there. Maybe a hilarious sound effect or something. Do we have a bazooka on the board or anything like that we could be hitting during this to lighten the mood? Maybe something like... Or maybe not. All right. Well.
Who are these podcasts?